kids make you soft sometimes.
They can.
You know what I'm saying?
They can.
And so that was a moment where I was just like, I was so happy for her that I like legit almost cried. Like I had to stop myself from talking because I felt it. And as a man, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter how much you say you want to be vulnerable or you want to do this. It's just something in us, I think, as men. It's just like
you can't.
You can't. Like I get that knot in your throat, and I was like, felt the eyes welling up, and I was just like, and I just smiled and just like proceeded to do whatever we did the rest of the time. Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
And it's been a hot fucking minute.
It's been 2 full weeks since we saw you last.
It has.
Yeah.
Dude.
For whatever reason, I didn't think it had been 2 weeks. I thought it
went like that.
1 week. And then blink of an eye. Boom.
Which we knew because we were going to our respective trips.
Yeah. As you guys will recall, when we left you, we were just about to go on trips.
Last time on Just Weirdly Blended.
We're going on trips. Yeah. So those were pretty awesome for the most part.
Yeah, because you went
out there and
you went camping.
Yeah, we went took the RVs out to the beach.
Yep.
So yeah, we did that. You guys went down to LA.
We went to LA. So I got a question. Did you guys park on the beach? Like
almost. It's called Nehalem Bay State Park. So there's like an RV park. And then there's like sand dunes, and on the other side of the sand dunes is the beach.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you couldn't see it from where we were, but you could hear it. We were that close. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was nice. Like from the campground, you could just walk right up onto the beach through this little trail. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was near a freeway, so it sounds like when you close your eyes, it sounds like the ocean.
When the homeless people start peeing, you can kind of sound.
Yeah, we were in LA, so definitely.
Yeah, tell you had quite an epic story in LA.
Oh, with that one?
Yours was the horse pisser.
Yeah, yours was pretty good though. You guys' trip home.
Oh yeah, I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But,
so one thing that happened on our trip is we went downtown LA. I don't know, it was like the third day we were there, so we took this exit. Google Maps taking you, and there's always a point where you're like, dude, where are you taking me?
Yeah, right.
And this is that point.
Google doesn't have all the factors.
You take this exit, all of a sudden you just feel like you're somewhere you shouldn't be because it's just dirt, just like you see in the movies, garbage all over the place, spray paint everywhere, like graffiti everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going up to the stop sign, and as we're all kind of just looking, is like me, Alicia, and Cheeky, one of my daughters. The other two kids, just they had their heads down like on the phone or something.
Thank God.
Yeah, actually. So they're looking, we all end up just turning our heads at almost exactly the same time. And then there's this lady that's like half squatting, half standing, just ripping the biggest piss I've ever seen. Like her pants are almost to her knees.
Uh-huh.
Her ass is out. She has look like she got a fucking muddy handprint on the butt cheek, right? And it's
some kind of handprint.
There's just this stream of pee coming out. We're like, oh shit.
Do you think she could have put out a house fire with the strength of the...
I think this is what I think. I think she woke up and that was the first pee of the day.
Wow.
You know how your first piss of the day after you wake up?
I feel like mine aren't even that strong. I mean,
I go pee so much throughout the night. It's just a normal. My pee's clear by the time I wake up.
I don't know. I mean, amazing. She's got a great...
It was a steady, very, very healthy stream.
Wow.
If I do say so.
Wow.
It looked like, like I pictured like a cow or a horse or something when you see it pee.
Like a really strong...
Just strong. Oh, dude. It's knocking stuff over for sure.
It's like the carnival game where you shoot at the clown face or something.
Yeah.
She had strength. She was really
she's winning
for it. Man,
she's winning that fucking big old stuffed animal.
She'd fill that balloon or whatever the fuck they do. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a pretty funny moment.
Wow.
Just seeing that,
because you guys went. The main reason was Elena loves certain characters, right? And
so the main reason we went to LA is the kids, Elena and JJ, also wanted to see. It's this Battle for Dream Island. It's this YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel called Jack and Jellify.
Okay.
Basically, it's this. Think of Survivor, the show.
Okay.
but it's with these objects. So it'll be like a ball or a light bulb, but they're talking and they're having dialogue, and it's like you get voted off at the end.
Okay.
And they leave the show. But it was actually pretty funny because when we went there, they gave us a viewing of 2 shows. There was the BDFI, and then there was, I can't remember, something, I don't know what it was called, TOP or something. I don't know. It's an acronym.
Yeah.
But anyway, Teapot or something like that. That's what it was, Teapot. And everyone's like, oh, shoot. It was another one, an object show, similar, almost identical to that. And, but that's kind of the reason we went, because there was like whole questioning, a Q&A there.
Yeah.
And you get to see the creators, and they kind of talk about some of their creative processes and just how they came up with the show, how long they've been doing it, which was pretty impressive because 2 of the original guys had started when they were about Ellie and JJ's age.
Wow.
Started doing this thing. And then around the time they were 13, they came up with doing this show, and they've been doing it for over 10 years now.
Good Lord.
Man. And so
way to go, guys. Wow.
Yeah, no, it was actually
That's
really
cool.
impressive because people were asking questions, and it was crazy because the inside was just full of people, this theater, and there comes question time, and there's just a ton of people, and just asking all these questions, and it was just cool to hear some of the stuff. For not being in the show myself, I don't really know.
Yeah.
We did it for the kids. But hearing it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then watching the show was pretty funny. I mean, I don't know some of these characters, because there was a character to come out and everyone's like, oh, like
just losing it all over the place.
Dude, because I guess this is a character that was like off the show at one point.
Oh.
And so it kind of makes this like special appearance.
Come back, yeah.
And they're like, oh my God.
So are they like people dressed up like these objects?
No, they're literally, it's like the laptop has arms and legs and it's talking.
Okay, like a puppet style?
No, there's animation. Cartoon animation,
it's
all
all
that.
animated.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, not Muppet babies.
Got it.
Not Muppet.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Pinocchio.
I got it.
What do they call that?
A marionette.
A marionette.
Right?
Hi, I'm.
Yeah.
But no, it's an animation.
Okay.
So that's that. We kind of based our trip around this because they've wanted to do this for a while, and so I kind of looked into it, and I was just like, "Hey, are you down?" And Alicia was down with it, and so it was just me, JJ, Elena, Cheeky, and Alicia, and we were down in Venice, and it was super cool because that day was really cool. Like Elena got to meet some YouTuber that she like loves, who dresses like one of the characters.
Right, you sent us the video of that,
and she was
cool.
Just to see my daughter, like to see that level of like excitement on her.
She did a lot of bouncing. Yeah,
it's tough because for you guys don't know, my daughter is a very quiet kid. She doesn't show her emotions a lot. It's not that she's not emotional. She just you just never know what she's thinking.
Yeah, she's a very quiet, working person.
Yeah, she's very introverted. And just everything. But to see her excited, like she was like obviously bouncing. She does this, like she gets excited. It's cute when she does it.
Yeah.
And so she had been telling me, I think it was the day that we like on the airplane, hey, what if I meet, can you think they'd be cool with that? Taking pictures and stuff. I'm like, dude, it's like when I go to Comic-Con, they love that shit. You bought your ticket. They love showing off their, their outfits, and they love the fans. Like, they love that stuff, so they're more than happy. And then she ends up somehow messaging that lady or somehow, and the lady's like, yeah, if I'm down there, I'll take pictures with you guys, whatever.
Nice.
Well, Elena did a drawing of that girl.
Mm-hmm.
She does her little animation. My daughter's really into art. She does like animation stuff, and she drew that girl and this other girl who's dressed like the characters are 4 and X.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like a humanized version of these. So they're like yellow or blue, whatever they are.
Right.
And so when the girl gets it, she's like, well, when my daughter sees it, she's super stoked. And I said, just go over there. Like, this is your chance. We're in line. We're waiting. There's not a lot of people around this girl.
Shoot your shot.
Honestly, that's like a moment. Like, you got this one chance. You need to shoot it. Like, if you miss, you miss. But
this is your 8-mile moment. Like,
it
go
is.
for it.
Well, like, if you got to think about it. Like, you could go home thinking, damn, what if I would have asked? Or you can go home, I asked, I just got shut down.
Yeah, right.
But, that wasn't the case. She went up there, and so we went up there, and Elena hands her the drawing, and the girl's just like so sweet and like calls over the other lady who's not dressed up. She's in normal clothes, kind of, has her like mask on or whatever, for COVID or whatever. And so she comes over and they see it and they're like, oh my God. And the girl's like, oh my God, you're gonna make me cry. And the lady's like, can I get a selfie? And they're like, yeah. But like, Elena, just the excitement alone, like I like literally, legitly almost cried.
Oh,
at that moment. I saw it. It like choked me up because it's like, for me,
it meant so much to her.
It did. Yeah. It was just like, it was just so cool to see her like that excited. Cause it's like something I don't get. The last time I had that feeling, she met Minnie Mouse, a Mexican Minnie Mouse. Sure. We were at some party at a friend's in Pasco and Minnie Mouse was dressed up. It was, and she was a little girl.
She wasn't 12, 13.
No. So for her, it was,
she was like 3.
It was really Minnie Mouse. And so she was, and so that was one of those moments where I kind of like, I don't know, kids make you soft sometimes.
They can.
You know what I'm saying?
They can.
And so that was a moment where I was just like, I was so happy for her that I like legit almost cried. Like I had to stop myself from talking because I felt it. And as a man, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter how much you say you want to be vulnerable or you want to do this. It's just something in us, I think, as men. It's just like
you can't.
Like I get that knot in your throat, and I was like, felt the eyes welling up, and I was just like, and I just smiled and just like proceeded to do whatever we did the rest of the time. But that was cool. That was like for her, that was her moment. Obviously, yeah. After that, she was, she internalized herself again.
Sure,
she was, okay. I don't care what happens after that.
We always laugh at home because it's like, I won't tell her because I don't want her to feel weird about it. But like, we can hear, obviously the way a house is, like you can hear through walls, you can hear through things. She gets so vocally animated when she's playing with, Discord or whatever with her friends. We hear like every word of it. We hear her loud laughter. We hear like everything. She'll come up super quiet. I'm just like, I'm just hungry. I'm like, okay, get some food.
Yeah.
Goes back down. You're holy crap. Like
when her and Chloe are together
down there. Yeah. I mean, it's like, man.
Yeah, she loves her Discord.
Yeah.
She loves like doing role plays and stuff. And as a parent, obviously there's concerns.
Yeah, you just,
so I was asked, what are you guys doing?
Right. Right. Want to make sure that it's actually, no surprises get thrown your way.
I was a kid. I did stupid stuff I probably shouldn't have or wasn't, as a parent now, knowing the stuff I did, I was like, I probably.
Right. She's at that age.
Yeah.
13 age. Get into some trouble.
Yeah. Trouble. A
little bit of trouble here and there. So it was
a cool trip. Overall, the trip itself was fucking badass.
Yeah, you guys were on the beach a little bit.
Yeah, we went to the beach the next day after that. Loved it. The waves were freaking huge, dude. Fucking we had a fucking Baywatch guy right there by us. And he was sitting there doing push-ups and exercise, doing stuff, running plays, ripped.
Yeah.
Just totally ripped. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, when we were there, there were no Baywatch people. Like the towers were there, but nobody was in them. So I don't know if we just missed,
Yeah, this guy was just sitting there chilling. I think he went out into the water a couple times.
Just to get.
Yeah, he came up to it. Hey, just make sure you guys don't go out too far because there's the tide's starting to go out or come in or whatever.
Pull you out.
But it was fun. We got some boogie boards. I fucking got burnt. So the white half of me gets burnt.
Okay.
I'll get burnt, but then I won't get burnt. Like now I won't get burned the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But there's that initial one.
Sure.
And that was that day.
Yeah, that's the one that gets your skin prepared for the tanning.
Dude, I was hurting the second day. So it wasn't, so we went Sunday, we went to that thing. Monday, we went to the beach. The next day Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday. Dude, my body was on fire. My shoulders and back were just so itchy. I had to jump in the shower.
Yeah.
It was uncomfortable.
That's awful. That's you can't sleep.
No. Yeah. It was hard. I found a spot where I could sleep and I felt like a fucking vampire. I just had my arms crossed. You wake me.
Yeah. Stand straight up from the pain.
And so I was just like, just stop. And dude, I was peeling so bad that I want to say once I was home, I took my shirt off and dead skin, just
it was like a snake.
It was so gross.
Skin fell out.
So gross. Yeah.
Wow. Did they think that there was a snake on the plane?
There's a snake in my boot. I know.
Just skin all over the place.
Oh, another cool thing is when we get into LA and we're taking like 50 buses to go to like, you have to take a bus to get your luggage. Then you have to take a bus to get your car.
At the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So from you take it to your terminal, wherever they do the luggage. And then from there we get our luggage. And then we have to take another bus to rent the car.
Yeah.
But so when we were heading over there was this guy sitting kind of across from me. He was a taller black gentleman, a little older, and he was, like I said, he was taller than you. Mm-hmm. He was probably 6'8", 6'7", something like that. Uh-huh. He had this fat ring on, and I was like sitting there, and I was kind of looking at it, and then I don't know, like little side conversation came up, and I was like, and I kind of had an idea it was like a championship, like it was that kind of ring, like a football ring or something, because it was fat, like those.
Yeah.
And I was like, we were talking about kids or something, and I was like, hey, that's a big ring, man. What is that?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, this is my 1980 something AFC or NFC championship ring when I played for the Rams.
That's funny.
I was like, well, he didn't say I played. I was like, oh, really? What could you play with? And he's like, the Rams. I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
At least he's like, do you know him? I'm like, no, I don't know that guy. I don't know who he is. He was a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's on there for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But you could tell he was like an athlete at one point. He had this gnarly scar on his knee that was probably 7 to 8 inches.
Oh wow, like a surgical.
Yeah. It was long because nowadays they got you can't tell.
Right.
But back then
they just shoot you up with stuff.
We're gonna cut you from your ankle to your thigh.
Right. We're gonna make it jaggedy just so everyone can see it.
Yeah, it was huge, dude. It had to be at least 7 inches.
Dang.
Like the cut.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was super sweet and super nice. And then we were like, hey, we've never been here. Where do you recommend us go and eat? And he told us this chicken waffles joint. So we went there and it was
nice. Pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Was he flying in or flying out?
He was flying in. He was heading to the car rental place too with us.
Oh, nice.
So, we had a little conversation. He's from Georgia and stuff.
That's cool. So he doesn't live in LA.
No, not anymore. He lived in LA, obviously, for a few years when he played for the Rams. Right. But yeah, so he lives in Atlanta now. He was saying,
"Okay,
well, that's cool, man."
A lot more affordable out there. Not ladies. That's what I hear. In yards.
Not ladies pissing in yards. I hear like Georgia, like Atlanta area. It's really nice.
It's super nice. People live in mansions, like everybody. Just their houses are just mansions. That's what I hear.
Like what?
Yeah, right. I mean,
what do you live in?
Yeah,
you live in a. They see our house.
5-bedroom. Oh my God. How do you live?
How do you live like that? 4 bathrooms. Not that we have 4 bathrooms.
Pool. One pool. A tennis court. What is this? 1986?
Tom doesn't have a tennis court.
I don't have a tennis court. No. Not at all. Not even close. I do have a pool, but we're just joking. We're making jokes.
Yeah. So, I want to know anybody out there. Tennis court.
No tennis court. No. Total joke. I do
actually. He does.
Basketball hoop.
His backyard could be a grass tennis court.
It could be. I wouldn't do it, but you could do it. I guess you could do it.
I'm not that into tennis. Tennis looks cool, but I feel like you got to be super uptight.
I do. No, I don't know. My buddy Levi, he loves tennis. He's played for years. His dad played really well. He'd give lessons at.
Oh, that's cool.
The Court Club, when it was called the Court Club, one of our local big gyms.
It's still the Court Club. That guy, I don't know what it's called now.
The coolest thing about his dad. So growing up, Levi and I were really close, and his dad was like he was another dad figure, I guess. You have those friends who you're close and you get to know their parents and all that. And it was just like, this guy made his money playing music. He would play at a steakhouse like all the time.
Okay.
And giving like lessons and stuff. And then later on, he started doing skiing and he was like making money skiing.
Jeez.
I'm like, I don't even know how this guy's so good at, like, I'm not good at one thing.
You're so good you can teach people
like 3 different things. He's just like making his living. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Some people just are naturally gifted like that. Like,
yeah, I know. It's like you're just like cool.
My brother's kind of gifted like that.
God, I hate him.
Like he's musically talented, but my brother's like, my brother's like, if he tries something, he he can be good at it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
man. Must be nice.
Anyway,
must be really nice.
But like, yeah, LA trip, good. Went to Universals. That was cool.
Yeah, I heard the kids were like, they thought it was cool, but there was a lot of like lines, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the lines suck.
Yeah,
that's gonna suck. Yeah, I do recommend if you can afford it to upgrade to the
Fast Pass or whatever.
Yeah. But it is also like when I did it, it like doubles the price of your ticket, so it sucks. So overall,
the tickets already aren't cheap.
Yeah, no,
for these places.
Yeah, they aren't.
Yeah,
but overall, it was fun. It was worth it. You know, that was probably our biggest spend. Actually, was that.
Yeah.
Other than like tickets and stuff,
right,
for the plane and stuff. But other than that, it's not like the beach was pretty much free.
Right.
You know, we rented a boogie board. Santa Monica Pier was dope.
I heard that you were a boogie board rental guy there for about 10 minutes.
I was. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. So there's this guy there. So the boogie board you can rent for the whole day, or you can rent it by the hour. I rented about 2 hours, or an hour, and then I came back a couple hours later, and I was just going to pay the difference. And this guy, he was a younger kid. He was probably in his 20s or something, from Ireland. He had the super Irish accent. Mm-hmm. So he sounded cool, but he was like, I was like, oh, hey, you know, how much? He was like, can I make a deal with you? I'm like, what's up? He's like, can you watch the shop for a couple minutes? I need to go tell these guys that their surf lessons are over. Are you cool with that? And I was like, yeah, man, go ahead. He fucking leaves, and all of a sudden, like 3 people come up, and I'm like, oh my God. One guy's like, hey, do you work here? I'm like, no, I don't actually.
Get out.
He's like, can I use this Allen wrench? I'm like, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to fix a bike. I'm like, go ahead. You're good. The phone starts ringing.
Oh, God.
And the phone, literally, either they do not have a voicemail set up, voicemail box set up, or the person was so just I'm gonna just stay on this phone until someone picks up.
Yeah,
because it did not stop ringing.
Jeez,
so I'm guessing they didn't have a voicemail set up, and this person was just like,
no, hell no. Every day for a week I've been calling. You do this to me again?
I'm just gonna leave it here.
Speakerphone.
With it ringing so much, that's like a pet peeve, is hearing something over like that.
Yeah.
Like, so when the dogs whine,
right?
Like I can't turn that off,
right?
So that I almost answered the phone.
Yeah.
You know, like, Bucky Surf Shop, how can I help you?
This is Jesse. Surf's up, dude.
I should have.
You should have.
I could have
totally caricatured yourself.
Yeah.
I live on the beach, man.
I would have, because I like fucking with like telemarketers.
Sure.
So I should have done that.
You already have that representative that you can do.
I just make up some name or something.
Yeah.
Damn.
This time you'd have been surfer, dude.
But I'd go back to Cali.
Cali was pretty cool.
It was cool.
When we went, we had a good time. It was really fun.
I think next time I wouldn't mind just me and Alicia or something.
Yeah.
Like, not that it wasn't not fun with the kids. It was awesome, but
we went down just the 2 of us. It was great. I mean, we spent a day at Venice Beach. We stayed Venice Beach.
That's where we stayed, was Venice Beach.
I mean, super cool area to stay in. I just am so intrigued by the idea of like canals and living that close to the ocean, but also like on these like little waterways. It's just
I think neat. That would have been cool. I thought that's where we were going to stay because of the Airbnb like address it shows.
Yeah.
And so when you look up that address, it's right there by like these water canals, basically like where boats are docked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the marina.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then once they're like, okay, we don't put the real address on here. This is the actual address, which takes you about 15, 20 minutes.
Gotcha.
Like they say with walking distance, about 15, 20 minutes. I tend to disagree with that.
Who's walking?
Yeah.
Like depends.
Maybe
on walking,
like a slight jog.
Yeah. Okay.
But the drive, like everything was fine though. It wasn't like, I'm giving this place a 1 star.
Right.
I was just like, okay. I kept looking for Julia Roberts because apparently she's one of my neighbors.
And Tim Robbins, right?
Tim Robbins.
Julia Roberts, Tim Robbins. Didn't see either one of them.
Yeah, I was looking for Shawshank. I need questions. I need answers.
Right. How'd you get out? Number 1.
Like, was it stinky? Like,
yeah. Were you violated when you
what what are you taking because you're really young for the time, the year it was? Like, wasn't that the 40s or something?
Yeah, I mean, like, man, you look great.
You know, there's a movie.
You're still alive?
I got a question. Your biggest, movie that I thought was just mind-boggling was Big. How did you become small and tall within the same movie?
Yeah. Okay, but I'm looking at you. You're not that big. So,
but it sounded just like.
I thought you were supposed to become a giant.
No, I love that movie actually.
Big is a great movie. Yeah,
but no, it was cool. Like I said, overall, it was nice to get home.
Yeah, right. Anytime you're gone, it's also nice to come back.
Yeah, it was. It was. But then the reality, we had to go back to work. Kind of kicked in because I was going back we got back Thursday early morning, and I was so toast when I got home because our flight, we had to get up at like 2:30 in the morning on our way home. Bro, I was tired.
I'll bet.
We were all tired.
Yeah.
And I just zonked out. I went to the bed and I was gone.
Yeah.
I was out hard.
That actually leads to your next story.
Yeah, well, yours.
Okay, I can talk about our little trip.
We'll let you talk about your trip.
I know you guys have been on pins and needles to hear about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were at the beach. It was nice. Oregon coast. It's pretty cold. You can't really get in the water a whole lot. But it was a nice.
Colder.
It was a nice beach. I mean, it was nice, big, sandy, all the beach stuff you'd think.
Yeah.
Really nice sand berms with the grasses growing out of it.
How was the weather? I didn't ask that.
It was nice. So it was really interesting because it was colder than you would expect most of the time, but that's kind of the ocean. I should have expected it. But it was like we did have some afternoons that were pretty decently warm. It wasn't rainy. The ocean breeze was always what kind of got us. But yeah, really nice trip. Everything went really well. We got to go see Cannon Beach one day because that's kind of like where our family tends to go. Is
Cannon Beach is nice.
Yeah, we've got a lot of family memories there and stuff. So we took the kids to some like key places that you have to go see.
Yeah. Did you ever go to the Seaside Boardwalk area?
So we usually do. We didn't make it there this time.
Because Seaside, Cannon Beach are pretty close to each other.
We always would stay in Cannon Beach, then we'd do Seaside. We would go to like, I don't know what beach it is, but there's a beach there that has like caves at it, which are pretty neat. So usually we would go do those things, but staying at the park, it just it changed. We didn't have enough time to go see everything. So we made sure the kids saw Cannon Beach. But everything was going well. And then cut to we're driving home. And so on our way into this place, there's a road that goes in that is like switchback after switchback, right? You can only go like 20 miles an hour. Because pulling a trailer, like you flat out going around like a right-hand corner, you would have to pull into the opposing lane. But if you remember driver's ed, you're supposed to get far away from that lane. Yeah. You couldn't do it.
Yeah, go high and come in low.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to actually swing wide and pray that nobody was there. There's no other way. So, you're like a lot of just rocking back and forth. Didn't think much of it. Just like, oh, this is kind of a tricky road. When we're leaving, everything's good. We're in the car for like 40 minutes. We're on a highway. We're just rolling. Like we're going probably 50, which is a good speed for. We're going a little under the speed limit, but like good for pulling a trailer. We're great. Everything's wonderful. And all of a sudden, this guy's like honking the horn at me. I'm like, what happened? Like, is he mad? And I look, and it's more like kind of a panic thing. And I'm like, okay, turn on my blinker. Luckily we were out of spot. You just look past him like, whatever. Like, fuck you, dude. That is awesome. So luckily my initial reaction was like, yeah, okay, you want to go, bro? No, but
I'm gonna race you.
I'm gonna gun it. No, luckily there was kind of a shoulder, so I was able to actually pull off because like most places there wasn't much of a shoulder.
That's how it is, like coming back from Oregon sometimes.
Yeah, well,
like, along the river. Anyway.
We're in Western Oregon.
So
like it's just really like kind of tight mountainous kind of terrain.
Yeah, for sure.
But luckily there was enough room, and I pull over and I kind of look back and like I don't know what's going on, but he's like worried about something. Idiot. So let me go look. So I look out and our tires gone. Our tire.
Fuck.
We have a double axle, so we've got two tires on each side, and the front on the driver's side is just gone, not existing.
That's so how did you couldn't feel that?
No, I didn't feel it at all.
That's crazy.
I felt nothing.
That's crazy. Yeah.
We had one spot where we kind of hit a bump in the road
Yeah.
that was unmarked.
I'm
but,
not
like,
going up.
Yeah, you know, feel that?
Yeah.
That's how it was a little lighter than that.
going
but,
with you, yeah.
yeah. Think Cadillac suspension. Like we're bouncing along.
Hydraulics. I got you.
There was one spot like that where I'm wondering if the lug nuts just came loose enough.
Yeah. Because,
And then
you didn't
we
get to
hit
how the
there.
tire came off.
We
The lug
don't
nuts
know.
fucking flew off
Every
this
lug
bitch.
nut was undone and off, and the entire tire was gone. The entire tire. Say that several times.
Entire
The entire tire. Anyway, it's not as hard as I thought.
It's not.
But regardless, so the guy's like, "Your tire's gone." I'm like, "Yep." Like I see that now. I mean, like,
It is?
Thank God for him. I would have had no idea. We would have blown out the other tire, and the whole trailer would have been on one side or flipped over or something. Somehow,
You make it home with just the back tires
no,
on.
I mean, yeah, there's like nothing. It's just the whole thing's like scraping on one side. I don't know, man. It was nuts. And then, so then I realized that tire's gone. My parents fly by at about that time. And luckily they call us because they really didn't know anything happened.
Yeah.
Thank God the tire didn't hit anybody. It didn't like cause an accident. Somehow it didn't hit anybody, anything. It just fell off.
That's so
50
crazy.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Something was wrong because that shouldn't have happened. I don't know what happened.
I'm
but-
still like, that still baffles me because, what another thing Tom tells me is like, the holes for where if you were to put the rim back on were like bored out, right?
a little bit,
Like
which
you
means
could-
that they're wobbling a bit.
But
which-
like you
which
said, the lug
could've-
nuts, like if you were to even put it back on, the lug nuts would.
we had to really ratchet it
Yeah.
on in order to get the wheel on. Because here's the next part of the story. So I'm sitting there like, what the F am I going to do? My parents pull over like about a mile up and call us and like, hey, there's a much like, what are you guys doing? First of all, they call. And I'm like, well, our tire's off. And so my dad's like, oh, what? Like off? I'm like, yeah, like we don't have a tire. It's like, don't know where it is. We are driving without a tire. So he's like, okay, well, and then he tells us like right up the road, like a mile, there's a pull off that's way bigger, like a truck turnaround.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so we get up there and we start looking, and my brain, of course, starting to do that like shutdown thing where you're like, I just somewhat want to pretend like this isn't happening.
Oh, I get it.
So I'm trying to figure out like what we're gonna do. Thank God my dad had better tools than I did. I had like the little like 4 crossbar
The
tire
standard one.
deal, right? That works fine when you got to do like normal tire like lug nuts, but like we didn't have anything, and these things were stripped a little bit.
Ugh.
So then, luckily, my dad had like a torque wrench, and he had one of those real long, whatever they call those wrenches.
But your dad was a truck driver, so he knows.
Yeah, and he's towed a trailer, like a personal
Yeah.
RV, long enough too that it's just like he just has everything ready to go. He's got it all set up, which I thought I did, but I'm like, no, there's definitely stuff.
Old
I
man
didn't
wisdom,
find.
bro. You can't compete.
So we had to take our spare off. I put the spare on. We took the 2 lug nuts for the spare. And then I didn't have lug nuts. I never thought about the fact that like you could lose lug nuts.
I never
really thought about that. So I'm going to be buying some extra lug nuts, but I'm just like, yeah, they're gone. So then we took 1 lug nut off of each of the other wheels, and together we had enough for that. And then it was like, didn't know if
That's so
like,
crazy.
I didn't know what was wrong with it in the first place. So like I went like 20 on that highway, and my dad was behind us with his 4-ways on.
Yeah.
People would know. And it's like, it was so annoying because it took like 30 minutes to drive like 8 miles. It was nuts.
That's so annoying.
And we had to keep like pulling off to let people pass and stuff. It's like, God, just get us there. So we get to the closest tire store that we can find on Google.
Mhm.
And we pull in, and I'm kind of off in like this kind of side part, trying to be out of the way because, we're pulling like a 30-foot trailer. And the guy's like, yeah, if you can get it under this portico, like behind where you're at, that's where we'll have to work on it. So just go around this one-way street and then cut to the back of the building and pull in. I'm like, okay. Like I'm thinking in my brain, like, yeah, that's doable. I can do that. Easy. Go and grab the door handle to get in the truck because he's going to go in and get searching for the tire and stuff.
Yeah.
And I go to get in the truck and it's locked. I look over and Blanca's outside of the truck. The kids are out of the truck. Elliot actually went with my parents. So like there's nobody in there but the dogs, and it's now locked.
Oh my God.
Keys are in the ignition. It's turned on. So Cupcake, being her, our little multi-poo, she wanted to see what was going on, so she jumped up on the door
Nosy.
and locked the door. And then she was panicked because she couldn't get to us, and so she just kept, acting like little nervous dog, but wouldn't unlock the door. Of course,
Of course. Like, I just need your paw to hit
God
there.
forbid. So like
Locked it 15 times in a row.
So the guy comes out, he's like, yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a tire. There's another store closer to Portland that does have the tire. I'm like, that's great. We're locked out of our truck. And God, so I go in. This lady shows up. She's like, need a hanger? We're like, oh, where'd this come from? Oh, by the way, what are they called? DOT workers found our actual tire.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought it to us on the road before we got there. So we actually had the tire.
The original, yeah.
But that wheel wouldn't work because they felt it was too bored out to be safe. So
Yeah.
that's
what I was saying
sense.
about the bore, yeah.
So we couldn't really use the wheel, but at least we got it back. So I tell the guy, and he's like, oh man, well, if you guys decide you need it, you can use our phone and call a tow truck. Well, we just made it not having to call a tow truck because I'm like, I don't want to pay.
Of course, because you got to pay your fucking mortgage.
So I'm like, come on, like now we got to buy a wheel. This is nuts. So Blanca's mom calls her randomly, and she's got her watch, and she's able to talk to her mom through her watch because our phones were both in the truck.
Yeah, so she's
so
close
her mom
enough.
goes, call 911. I'm like, I don't think you can anymore. Well, according to my brother in Washington, like they'll bust your window out. That's the only thing they'll do. They're not gonna unlock your door because of liability or whatever.
Yeah.
The most they can do is you sign a waiver and they bust your window out. So I'm like, okay, at least that's state troopers. I don't know about everybody else.
They're like, fuck this.
So, but I tell him, like, give it a shot. We'll see. Well, this lady had showed up with a hanger, and we're like, what luck? What luck? Well, doors aren't designed like they used to be. You can't just get into it. They have like the little lips and stuff inside.
Yeah.
So Blanca's up there like beating the shit out of the truck trying to get the hanger, and I'm like, I don't think this is helping, but yeah. So quickly figure out that's not going to work. Called the tow truck company. They're like, yep, it's going to be 40 minutes. We'll be there. Blanca's like, I'm going to try and see what they do. So because the dogs are in the car, they came.
Yeah.
And they had it open in like 3 minutes. I was able to cancel the tow truck pretty quickly, so they weren't super out of their way. And it was like,
tow truck, I was still going to be $450.
$890. Thank you very much.
That's a service.
Well, it's like when my truck went in the river, and the diver that was there to help, like, charged insurance for his dive. I'm like, dude,
why did they have a diver?
Luck, I guess.
Because
I could see my keys on the bottom. He's like, no, sir, it's not safe. I better do it. I'm like
there's no people. This truck is the top you can see.
You can still see it. I've told this story.
Yeah. So it's not like it's
a launch.
It wasn't like 40 feet under.
No. I mean, in my head, it was going to be, which is why I was scared before.
Which I'm saying is to have a scuba diver.
No, I know, like in full scuba gear. It was November, so like I get him not.
He's on his stomach,
in.
But his back's out.
Like his flippers were out of the water and his tank was out, but like
he just had his face under.
No, he actually dove under, but I'm like. And then he like charges us. I'm like,
no, of course,
dude. Like, come on, man. Like, I didn't agree to anything. I'm just like, I'm in panic mode. Like, my truck's in the water anyway.
And what did you do?
That's a whole other story.
What you told. But I mean, that's crazy that the dogs locked the door.
Oh yeah. I mean, at that point, my brain totally went into like shutdown mode. Blanca could see it. I like backed away from the truck and just like, fuck this thing. Like this, we're just like literally ready to just go be homeless in Portland. And like, you know,
easy to do.
Looks like God made the decision for me. See you guys later. Good luck.
Yeah, I'll just leave the trailer here.
I think I'm hooked on fentanyl now. I'm pretty sure. So anyway,
but that's crazy.
We get in, we find out that we can go to this other store. We get there. It was kind of a pain. It took a while, and like they're like, you're like, we can't really do a lot, but we can at least get lug nuts on there. And they couldn't change the spare tire because then they'd have more liability or something. I forget how exactly it was, but it was like they could do it, but it was like, don't feel super safe, like super secure, like be ready for a backup plan.
Jesus.
So I'm like, great. So every time I drove slow. and like not as slow as I had to before, but
Yeah.
from that point on, luckily Portland, by the time we hit Portland, we left at like 8 a.m. By the time we hit Portland, which is like 2 hours away, it was like 5:30 at night. It was rush hour traffic on a weekday.
You'd be like, I just give
Tuesday
up.
or Wednesday? It was on a Wednesday afternoon.
Oh yeah.
Like rush hour on a Wednesday, midweek. No big deal.
No,
It was basically stop and go the entire time.
annoying traffic.
But the good news is, like, we didn't move very fast, so I knew the wheel would be okay during that time.
You know what's crazy? As being in LA, I never hit that traffic that people talk about.
Really? Oh,
Never.
yeah.
Like I'd have to go here or there. There was traffic.
Yeah,
Don't get
sure.
me wrong. There was
But
traffic.
it wasn't like backed up.
Dude, I could do 60, 65 or whatever the speed limit was.
Yeah,
There'd be a couple spots where it'd slow down for a moment.
yeah, but not bad.
No.
No, I
No,
feel like up here,
Like Seattle's way worse.
Seattle,
was,
Tacoma,
at least when I went.
Portland, it was just, yeah, I mean, it was stopped for like 7 miles. Those are the longest 7 miles of our lives. It was just like forever.
Dude, I know that feeling.
And one thing I hate about Portland, like all their highways are like 800 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Like you go on those like thing, like I swear to God, we were like looking into windows of skyscrapers
Yeah.
on that highway, and this like, dude, this is when like the big one's gonna hit. We're gonna just
Like,
plummet to
oh.
our deaths.
See, we didn't go any like when we went to the freeways in the LA, there wasn't any like
No,
craziness,
they're
like-
not like that. Like Portland's the only city I've been to where like you drive super high.
there's
to
a
go
couple places in Seattle, couple freeways that are that kind of
Yeah.
like that. I think it's like where the Alaskan viaduct or something like that.
Yeah. The one that
Somewhere
goes out
520 or
toward,
whatever?
yeah, when you go out towards like
I just see myself in the thing all.
yeah, I know. Yeah, you get a little bit high when you go over to you get a little high.
Yeah, man. Anytime you're in
yeah,
Seattle.
man. Like, what am I talking about?
Fentanyl?
I can't even think of it.
Anyway.
When you go by the ports and all that.
Yeah.
there's
That's where it
but
is.
Anyway,
Alaska.
like, no, if you don't know, if you've never been to Portland, Oregon, Google it. Like, there are some pretty high
it is.
freeways. It's odd. I don't know. It's like freeways stacked on each other, going like all around. I still don't quite understand how they all work, but
So this is totally stupid. Like this is, boring talk. But the freeways
Yeah.
in LA,
Hmm.
what I liked about them is how wide they were.
oh yeah, like 8, 9, 10 lanes. 12
Yeah, but even the
lanes.
lane, it felt wide.
The lanes themselves were
Didn't
wide,
feel
huh?
too bad. Like
nice.
Seattle, I was driving downtown and you're
Oh,
I feel like I can touch
you're
the car.
talking city versus. Are you saying like,
Like
on the freeway
downtown
or like
freeway.
in downtown?
like in down the freeway, like going
Yeah.
through downtown.
Well, the freeway in Seattle is like smashed in.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what-
it's like they build a bunch of tall buildings. Like, let's put a freeway here.
yeah.
like I don't
Ooh.
know what the.
I don't think
you
we're
know.
gonna have horse and buggy forever.
You know what we should do? like,
Yeah.
it's 1950. Let's put in a really tight road here. Yeah, you're right, because it goes down like 2 lanes down there, right?
There's
And then there's like there's a bunch of exit lanes, but like you can't be in those lanes because you're going into like downtown, or you better be in like the center and you can go through.
yeah.
But yeah, I know. And there are some like really narrow. And the thing I used to hate, it's probably better now, but when I kind of lived in that area before, if I was using like, at that time Garmin, because our phones didn't have the capability of doing
Get the
it,
Thomas Guide. People
you
know
would
what I'm
get
talking about.
into give TomTom.
You remember the Thomas Guide?
Yeah, a little
It's
bit.
it was an actual map, a
Right.
book.
Yeah, the big
never used that
the
shit.
Atlas, the road atlas that
Yeah.
my parents had. Like,
I wouldn't
we're
have
gonna plot
survived.
our trip across the United States. Yeah, man, it's nuts. Like
Yeah.
it would go out on you when you're downtown. Like the buildings are too tall, and you'd be like, I remember being by the Space Needle, and the roads get a little funky over there. Some of them, and it's like there's some that are like one ways, and like
Dude,
they Y
Yeah.
and they like fork places. And it was like just when I needed to know which lane to be in, so I didn't go in the complete wrong direction, it like dropped.
oh, that'd be annoying.
It's like, dude, okay. Or like even with good GPS, when there's like 80 lanes and it's like get in like the left, not too left, like kind of this left lane.
yeah, that
And you're like, where am I going? And then she tells you after you're like at that
Dude,
point. Oh, it drives me.
that happened to
freaking
me in
nuts.
LA like a couple times. Like it's like keep to the left, and you start keeping to the left, but take the first quick right.
Yeah.
Because it'll like go into 3 different
Right.
exits, like you were saying.
Right.
And so that would happen.
But it's like some of the times you're like, what the fuck are you saying?
yeah.
And then, like the thing that Google needs to do, Google, you can use this like trademark free, just take it, just please make this work. they need to do like a tow mode. Like I'm towing a trailer. I don't want to go on some chintzy ass side street where I'm going to have to take 1,000 left-hand turns in heavy traffic. Like that's one thing. Like I don't want to know the fastest route that takes me in the most garbage, like,
dude, yes,
fiasco in the world, right? I want like sensible directions, like, oh, this has some stoplights that are easy to get through. And they need like a don't die direction route. Like you were saying, it takes you through like the ghetto neighborhood. And you're like, do you want to go here?
Like, what's the next exit?
Right. Like, I mean, okay, we're going to take you in these suburbs.
Yeah, like, you can exit this way.
I mean, it's like, do they not know? Do they not have they're Google. They don't have access to like high crime area. Let's not drive them through it.
Yeah. Dude, it was so sketchy, some of the stuff.
Sorry, we're from Washington.
There's some sketchy places in Washington, though, like in the Seattle.
There are. I remember being with my brother. We were trying to find the international district. Apparently, we weren't very good at directions because I got us into the wrong area somehow. And there was a gal looking for a drug dealer, and she's like, "Can I borrow your phone?" And I thought fast on my feet. I go, "Sorry, I'm out of minutes. I didn't pay for minutes. Like,
yeah,
I
who pays for minutes now?
But like, this is like 2010 ish.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago. But
like, my
brother's like, "Man, that was quick thinking." I'm like, "I know. Let's get the fuck out of here." It was getting dirty real quick.
Larry, where's my drugs?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm talking to my drug dealer right now, so I really can't. I'm like, this girl's gonna end up dead, and she's gonna like have used my phone to call this drug dealer.
I know, right?
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Tom, you were the last one to talk to her.
I know, like, oh man, that'd be awful.
Fuck.
Go down for that. Like, you gave this girl your phone, and now she's dead.
It's scary. But after our LA trip, fucking. Like I was saying, I passed out.
So we go back to where you were. You got home. You're super tired.
Super tired. I crashed out Thursday.
Yeah.
Apparently, my wife tries to wake me up, right? And I don't wake up.
Jesse's
but
dead
I
to the
wake.
world.
Yeah. Like I was out that hard. I wasn't drunk because I'm not drinking. But it was like one of those deep.
Yeah, you just needed to sleep.
Yeah, my body was like, okay, time to relax. Anyway, I wake up. No one's in the house. JJ or Elena's there, and JJ, and I'm like, "Hey, where's your mom? Like, where's Alicia? Oh, she went to Yakima." I'm like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
what the hell's going on?" And so, anyway, she's in Yakima because our nephew JC, he had like a seizure, and so he got sent to the hospital. And so she wanted to be there,
right?
Because that's scary.
Help her sister and all that, and be there for the kid. Yeah.
And so then I think it was the next day she got home. And then it was JC had another seizure because he was good. Then he had another seizure. So he got airlifted to Seattle. Was it that Friday? And this was just before, obviously this is like right when we're home.
Yeah. Right.
And then was a Saturday, me and Alicia drive to Seattle because, she wants to be with her sister because her sister is just her sister.
Right.
She needs to, she wants to help her sister out because obviously it's a stressful time for her sister.
Really, really emotional.
Seeing her youngest baby, who by all means is a healthy kid.
Right.
You met Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Super sweet kid. And all of a sudden he's just had these seizures. Their doctors weren't, they couldn't figure out what the fuck was wrong with him. At first they thought meningitis. After they after he went to Seattle, he had all these tests done to him and they thought meningitis. But now it looks like something with magnesium he doesn't keep down. Like he goes through magnesium like that. And so it was causing issues. Anyway, but like they did the spinal tap or the lumbar punch or whatever they call it. So scary. Dude, that is the scariest thing I don't ever want done is to have a needle stuck in my spine.
Right.
Because
I saw the one that went to Blanca's back when she had Elliot and I'm like, nope.
You're going to slip and it's going to go through my chest.
Yeah.
That's what I always picture.
It's like a samurai sword that they just slide into your back.
They're like, okay, just go here. Oh, shit. We went through.
Yeah. Oh, damn, too deep.
Not another one.
If you see it poke through the other side, tell me to stop. I go, what the hell?
Can you imagine?
Your heart pops out. Boom, boom, boom. It's pretty bad.
So she was there that Saturday.
And she stayed, right?
She stayed. So I stayed there Saturday. I stayed at my brother's, and then I left Sunday. I came home. I got home around 11. So the 3rd, I had to work. So I'm working from home, thank God. Took Cheeky to school. I'm like tired as Well, I'm tired. I'm dead tired. Anyway, Alicia stayed there. 4th came, and then that was the 4th was all right. It was just kind of like nothing.
Well, it's like you go to right.
The girls went to their parents, to their dad. JJ was with me, and Elena was here.
Right.
And then, I got some sparklers, did some sparklers with the kids. And then I offered if Elena wanted to come when I lit off the few fireworks I had. She's like, nah, I'm good. And then, so it was just me, Tom, Elliot,
and the boys.
And JJ.
That's the 4 boys shooting off some itty bitty fireworks.
They were
that was
so
very
lame.
Nice of you to do.
Yeah, they were lame.
You know what? The last one was pretty cool.
It was cool. There's some cool, but it was just such a weird feeling.
I tell you though, like you were responsible because I honestly hate it when people are shooting off like the big ones right now. It is so freaking dry here.
Oh, it is.
Tri-Cities, like you're begging for a fire if you're.
Dude, well, they're still doing it now.
I know. I actually was super shocked on the 5th. I was like, man, babe, I don't hear any fireworks. Usually they're going all week.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, I said that, and 2 minutes later, I hear pop, pop, pop. Like people were waiting for me to say,
got him.
Hey, you know, it'd be fun. Fireworks. I just put it out in the universe, and the universe picked it up.
Yeah. So I did the 4th with Alicia on the phone. She watched some of the fireworks. Yeah. She hung up, and me and her aren't real big talkers. We're not like. We'll like text each other and say hi, but
talk on the phone.
But we're not talkers, even with her being gone. But the one thing I do say is like, with your person, sometimes you forget, like they're your person. So even when she was there, having her hard time probably sleeping because hospital couches are garbage.
Suck, yeah.
I had a hard time sleeping because she's not.
It's just different.
Home.
So different.
It's just different. Like, I'm in my bed, but at the same time, like. She's my person. She's not there.
It's like a blues song.
So I miss her,
ain't home no more.
So it just makes me realize like, I miss my wife. I don't really like when she's gone or like those long breaks. Right. They say you need them, but man, it was like kind of tough. I was like, okay, I kind of want my wife back. I'm kind of bored. This is my person I talk to now and then. And
it's always nice. Like I do enjoy to have some time, just to myself, some peace and quiet
course.
time.
And I love that.
It's nice to have there.
It is. I get what women say though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they're like, I just want you there.
Right.
I kind of get that because it's not like
I don't need you to talk to me or to interact with me. I just need to know that you're physically somewhere around.
Like I don't know if it's like a safety thing. Like I need to know if she's safe.
I want to know that I'm safe.
Yeah.
That she's there to take care of me if a bad guy comes.
Yeah. That's it. She's gonna protect me.
What am I supposed to do when somebody comes to the door?
That's what I should tell Alicia. She would laugh so hard. But no, it's just weird because like the thing is like, yeah, I miss my wife. But we're not big into like, let's talk on the phone. I miss you, baby. We're both not talkers in that sense. We'll text here and there. Here's a good question. Are there married couples that are big phone talkers? I mean, it just seems like at a certain point in your marriage, like you've been together for so long. What do you just sit and talk about on the phone? Well, see, this is the thing. So her sister's boyfriend, husband, whatever, I guess he nonstop is texting throughout the day. Like, I don't know if they've been together. About the same time, me and Alicia, just a little longer than me and Alicia.
Quite a while.
Yeah. Huh. So I don't know if there's like if he's just wanting to know what's going on with the kid, or if there's like a jealousy thing there, or like you know what I mean, like one of those situations where it's like he's just insecure, maybe, and just needs to know, like maybe something in the past happened. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
Why? Because I don't understand why you would need to keep in touch constantly with someone. Like, yeah, here and there, like, hey, babe, I miss you, blah blah.
Right.
How's the kid? Good. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't need to know. What were you doing? Well, 3 minutes ago I was eating chips. I'm still
about
fucking
10 minutes
eating chips.
In, it's a lot of...
Yeah. So no, I end up going, all right, babe, I think I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, I can't play my video game and talk to you.
This is boring. Well, she's watching TV.
Well, right. I mean, it's like...
She's like, what are we going to talk about?
You want to be connected. Don't get me wrong.
Are we having phone sex or not?
Take off your pants and tell me about it.
Are you wet?
What are you wearing?
I know.
Oh, yeah, well, you do that every night.
Phone sex.
To me? Yeah.
Phone sex is different.
I don't know.
That is kind of a weird thing, too, phone sex, huh? I don't know.
I don't know that I've ever really dabbled in that.
I think I might have tried it when I was younger. Like,
yeah.
But then I don't know. It just seems weird. Like,
This kind of seems like, you know.
yeah, you touch yourself. Yeah, really? Yeah.
Yep, I am.
I was listening to this podcast, Other People's Life, because I drove to Seattle a few times during the week because I had to pick my wife up from Seattle. Just this Thursday. Just Thursday, I picked her up.
I guess that's why it's been 2 weeks. A lot has happened in 2 weeks.
This has all happened since I've come back. Yeah, it's been crazy. Like, work was crazy. I had to get, like, it was like work the 4th, work Thursday. I take off. I work for a few hours and then I take off and I go pick up Alicia. I appreciate you guys because you were able to help out and like watch JJ and stuff or pick up Cheeky. And so I do appreciate you guys for that.
You're welcome. Hey.
I felt so bad. Like, I'm like, damn, I keep asking these guys for everything. Like, I feel like
I mean, it's like they're like,
so what you guys do? I'm just gonna cut to the chase.
Kenny, come over. I mean, no,
I'm in debt $25,000. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean they're cousins basically. I mean Elliot and JJ,
they're cousin brothers.
Yeah. So and yeah,
the brothers.
It's no sweat.
I was just telling Lisa, I was like, you know, we don't have not grandparents, but like godparents. Is it? Yeah. Your kids have a god. I was like, at one point I thought JJ would be like my sister's and Ben's godparent, but then I was like, no. I told her, I was like, I think Tom Blanca would be his godparents.
Yeah, I could be your gumbada.
He'd be my gumbada.
My gumbada, Jesse boy.
I'm gonna take care of you.
Don't worry, Jesse. Don't worry.
JJ's gonna be like, "Why are you calling me Jesse? It just sounds way cooler now."
Don't worry,
Jesse
worry,
boy.
Jesse boy. You're Jesse boy Junior. You're not Jesse boy.
You're just like your dad.
You remind me a lot of your dad. Let me tell you.
No, so so it's been 2 weeks. There's been a lot of shit that's happened.
Yeah.
We've thought about you every day. No, actually, we've talked about podcasting.
I know. It just was hard to get to.
Yeah, like I thought we were going to do it like earlier in the week. And then obviously with work, like I have interviews for tomorrow and Tuesday.
Yeah.
I have to do. I just set them up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pointless thing for me to do because I already know who I'm hiring. Right? Because I know who's going to get like someone that was on my team.
You have a front runner, right, in your head.
He's coming back to my team. They were gone for 2 weeks. But they decided the new team they're on sucks and they want to come back.
Yeah.
And so I already know I'm going to hire that person.
Well, like you let them loose, right? Like that's what they always say about love, right? Like let them go if they come back to you as meant to be. It sounds like this person came back. So it's like, well, hey.
Meant to be.
Yeah, you looked out there, you saw that the grass was not greener. You came back. So
yeah, my grass might be a little dry, but there's a lot of green though.
Some spots, some dog piss spots where it's all dead and shit.
But there's mostly green.
Some holes dug, but you know what?
But that's like anybody in their heart.
Yeah.
Most of the time you got a nice heart, but sometimes you got holes there.
You just got
dead patches there.
Yeah. Anyone's got their heart.
Dude, that's an analogy. My heart's like my lawn. There's some greenery in there, but there's also some dead spots from all the
dry patches. Sure, it's been pissed on, shit on a few times, but
I take care of this lawn.
It's a damn good lawn. This lawn can go for miles, baby. Come on.
Yeah, this is something I've had for 40 years. It's keeping me good.
This is part of who I am.
Yeah.
This lawn and me, we go back.
Bro, that's a good analogy. Lawns are like hearts.
Lawns are like your heart.
Or your heart's like a lawn. That's it.
No, we care more about the lawn than we do our heart.
Dude, my lawn's looking
nice. Don't trample on my lawn. Right?
To get a little boring, my lawn's looking a little fresher. I'm using these little patches to get grow in some grass holes. It still looks like there's still dead piss grass.
They always kill it with some of their pee, but
yeah.
I need to mow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, bro. When I had to come back, I had so much mowing to do that I didn't even bag it.
You know how it goes.
I was so drained, though, because I didn't want to, from traveling and stuff. And there's all that. It was just hard to motivate myself to do stuff.
Right.
This last week. It was just.
Well, it's so freaking hot.
It's hot, but it's hot. It's just I don't want to, but I got to. And so, this coming week, I feel more normal. It feels more normal.
Yeah, sure.
Just his last few weeks.
Well, too much driving wipes you out. I know after our little fiasco, it took us about 13 hours on the road. I was wiped for a while.
It is.
I mean, it's
because Saturday, all of a sudden I'm driving, and then Sunday I drive back, and then I go back down there and then I go back there Thursday.
Yeah, well, and the Seattle drive once isn't insane. Like, it's not a bad drive, but I mean, it's not a short drive. Like,
it's not. It was almost 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, so like, you do that 4 times in a week. That's a lot of driving.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't know how. Like, I thought at one time, like being a big trucker, that would be kind of fun. But like, man, no,
I would have hit a few people.
I get why. Like, they used to do meth and stuff. Like, you know, like,
I'm gonna
stay
do some
awake
schneef.
for days, like a little coke. You know, what else are you gonna do?
I gotta stay awake on this trip.
I've had those moments where you're like, I need to talk. Like, I can.
They got
only
those
imagine.
caffeine pills. It's like NoDoz.
Yeah.
So it's like
just crush those up and snort them.
I'm sure truckers done that.
All right.
I'm good to go. Got 13 of these in my system. Dude, how many heart attacks do truckers have?
A lot.
On average.
You sit around all the time eating bad food and, you know, I mean, thank God for our truckers. I'm not making fun. I do think.
Oh, dude,
it'd be really hard to be in good shape as a trucker.
Yeah.
The amount of time sitting and, you know, like what options do you have?
The back of my truck is a whole gym.
Man, they're the nice new trucks though. Like, there's this one guy, he's pretty young and he does like videos of like truck life or whatever. He's got like a PlayStation hooked up in there, a TV. He's got like a microwave and stuff. Like, it's not easy. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah.
But, like, I'm looking at it and just like, man, like that is a pretty sick, like little setup.
Get up, yeah.
You know, like, but he's like gone all the time. You're not with your family. That would be kind of rough.
See, if I was a single man,
right.
Yeah. I can see the trucker life. Or there's certain jobs
if I were a serial killer, like, easy, no better choice. But
you know what I heard just recently? Speaking of serial killer, apparently Garth Brooks
is a serial killer.
There's like conspiracy theory out there. I just found this out.
Oh, I don't buy that.
I don't buy it either. But like,
Mr. Blue though.
Well, they're saying there's a lot of missing girls have just coincidentally gone missing, like
where his tours were.
Yeah.
What if it's his roadie?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But they're like Garth Brooks.
It's not Garth Brooks himself.
Like, I don't know. This is what people were saying in the comments. I'm like, I didn't go look.
So how did somebody
out of the comments just told me this? But I don't know if this was something that was actually thought
finding these missing girl reports, and they happen to coincide. And I don't know how I came across this with Garth Brooks concerts. How would you cross-reference those?
No, this is the thing. I don't know. This is just someone had mentioned something about him being a serial killer, and I'm like, what?
Garth Brooks?
And then other people in the comments were like, had the same like reaction. Like for me, was with what?
Dude, and, I mean, hey guys.
And so then other people commented, no, there was a lot of comments about how it coincides with tour dates and missing girls on those tours.
Sure.
That were on that same, going on to that same tour, or going to see the concert or something. I don't know.
I mean, could, but like, there's,
like I said, I didn't look into it. I went to comment deep
himself.
I went comment deep. That's it.
These like famous people. How would Garth Brooks get out to go kill a girl? Like, I mean,
I know.
He's on a tour bus, for crying out loud. Like, he's not just out hitting the town. He's like in the town overnight, on a tour bus.
While people were sleeping, I would get up,
dude.
And then I would go kill, and then I'd come back to my trailer and go back to sleep.
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, for real. That guy was freaking creep, but he wasn't famous.
He was also not Garth Brooks.
I could just hey, cowboy hat. You're like, come here, huh?
Hey, Garth.
Strangling her, and then you just walk away. You're on all the video cameras in the area. Like, we've never seen this man in our life. We're looking for this man right here. If anyone's seen him,
God, he looks a lot like Garth Brooks.
He looks like Garth Brooks.
His name's Chris Gaines. What is Garth? His alter ego is like Chris Gaines.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge country guy, but I did grow up with Garth Brooks. I'd be devastated if he were a serial killer.
I don't think it's true.
It's a great like story, though.
No, it made me laugh. It makes me want to look into. I always end up wanting to look into certain things.
The conspiracy theory stuff always kills me because people will take like this one little thing and they turn it into something that's like so massive. You
got like the flat earth, like
dude,
the moon landing,
flat earthers. I gotta tell you, I stood on the beach and looked out over the ocean. You can see it curve.
Yeah,
there's no way it's not round. It has to be round. Sorry, guys.
I don't know. I believe it.
Anyway, I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I don't want to be controversial or nothing. But
To the 3,000 people that believe the Earth's flat,
Yeah, you're dumb.
you're fucking stupid.
You're dumb and you're wrong. You're just wrong. So.
I believe it's actually more of a football shape.
But why would the moon be round if the Earth were flat?
The moon's flat. Look at the. If I look up, it's flat.
It's like a plate, motherfucker.
The moon don't look round to me.
Yeah, it looks
It's just
flat.
like a plate to me.
Sure, it's a circle.
It's not spherical.
I give you that. It's a circle. It's a flat ass circle.
That's it. It's like that coaster,
It
but
ain't
just
no
round.
sphere, buddy. It's like this. It's flat.
Yeah.
I love it. This is the rage that people have over this
So
stuff.
my buddy Efren
man.
told me he worked with this guy when he used to do car sales, who was super into flat Earth and would like come up with like
reasons why.
oh yeah, he was good with his
Sure.
points.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, if you study stuff enough, obviously you can.
Yeah, I mean, I can
bullet point
pull
everything.
shit out of my ass too and put it on a PowerPoint, but
Prove it. If it ain't happening, it didn't do
well,
it.
I think the whole idea is if I can't see it for myself, I ain't gonna believe it. You know? And I understand that to a point, but I mean, you gotta have like some logic. Like, come on, like, don't just shut your brain off, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There was some NBA player not that long ago that was like, I think I'm a flat earther too. I'm like, dude, you have
it's,
way too big.
Chris Paul, I think.
Like, dude,
Was
like
it?
you got too much of a platform, buddy. Like, you need to have some like responsibility.
Oh no, it was Kyrie Irving. That's who
Is
it
that what it
was.
was?
That's
He's
who
like,
it was.
I don't know, maybe it is. I'm like, dude, no,
It's not Chris Paul.
don't. Yeah, we apologize.
Sorry, Chris. Come on the show.
He's like, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. I don't know, man. There's a lot of them out there, though. You want a good time? Just go down that rabbit hole.
Or go watch a 3-on-3 tournament. I'm just,
Yeah.
I was at a 3-on-3 tournament last couple of days, it was cool. Alicia's work put on, so she was there to help make up hours because she obviously missed a whole week of work.
Well, they let her use it for hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Like, so when you
cool.
volunteer, it's like the
They'll
The
let you
employees will
take
get paid.
off. Oh, nice.
well, she was out for a week because she was in Seattle.
Right.
So she didn't really have PTO. So she was like, no, I'll do that. And so, I mean, for her, it's
She sits in the shirt, right? And like represents kind of.
represents there. And it was just her and a few other workers.
Were they ready to like start accounts and stuff for people?
No, it was not like that. It was just,
Yeah, you just
they had like a
represent.
giveaway for one. They had swag. And then like teams who won would take a picture in front of the car and they would hold the shirts.
Nice.
The TriQ people would be up there.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Like the tournament and stuff was awesome. Seeing different players made me like the competitiveness in me when like because I love basketball. I wanted to play. I was like totally like yesterday. I was like, I'm going and I'm gonna play. If someone calls me, if they need a backup for
You're just
whatever
gonna
reason,
sit on the bench and wait.
yeah, I told them I was just wait there. And then they go, we need someone. Do you know anything about basketball? I'm like, sure. Just ask if I know how to fucking count.
Yeah.
Next time, don't ask me that. He needed help keeping score, right?
Yeah.
Just that's it. Do you know how to count? Yeah. All right. You're good. You qualify. Can you count to 20? I can count to 20. You qualified.
You're good to go.
Yeah. That's all I
I don't know. I get a little confused at 17, but
oh shit. I don't know. I don't know. I walked out.
left mid game.
Yeah. But no, I score keeped one game to help out.
Yeah.
It was a good game. You know, some of these players though, when you see them, like they're so intense. Like competition is fun. Don't get me wrong. I love being competitive. I don't like to lose, but I'm also very
Grounded.
Yeah. Like
In reality. Like this isn't the NBA.
it's not the NBA.
Yeah.
If you guys foul me, I'm not happy about it, or I'm not going to be pissed at you. I'm not sitting there.
Not going to be personal.
I'm also not going to be a pussy and just like let that happen. You know, I'm gonna be aggressive or whatever.
Sure.
But there's just these guys out there. There's this group of guys. They were like, they had their shirts off. They all worked out. They must fucking like jerk off together or something. I don't know. They were all like,
they're moved together with lock arms and just do this.
that's how they got these traps, bro. They got these huge traps. No, they were in shape. They were, they were all in shape. Good looking guys. And obviously, they take all the girls are like, they're looking. And it was, which is so funny. I was like, I can't believe these guys out here showing their bodies.
People aren't parts meats, right, girls? Yeah, let's take it to
Man,
them.
you just think you're nothing but meat.
This is part of the
These
patriarchy.
men, they don't respect their bodies. That just upsets me. They need to dress up and respect themselves. What do they
I
expect?
appreciate that they're just
No, but
flaunting it out there.
But girls are funny because girls talk like guys. So I was like sitting there. I'm like the only guy pretty much there at one point. And so I can hear my wife and her little friend, them talking. My wife's not like talking. Over there talking. My wife, she doesn't like talk that way, but she'll be like, he's all right. Yeah, whatever. As a guy, you can see another guy and be like,
I
got a nice body. This dude's kind of in shape.
Yeah, I don't get is where do these guys find the time? Because like I try to exercise pretty regularly. I'm not like jacked.
I think they just
how the fuck do you have the time?
Nothing. I think it's like chicken and then maybe a piece of lettuce here and there.
Yeah, I can't do that. Sorry.
Like no sugar. Like I'm not doing that because I don't get my macros. I don't get my macros or anything like that.
It's like my tomatoes.
Yeah. No, tomatoes, way too much high sugars. Right. There's high fructose corn syrup and tomatoes. I know it for a fact.
They inject that shit, bro. Look it up.
Look it up. It's true. So anyway, there was a couple times you would hear on because we were right in center court, and so like the guy that does all the you'll hear him talk. Come down to center court. We have a great game going on, or come check out TriQ. He's doing all this stuff. He was really good at his job. But anyway, you'd hear him every now. We need security on court 6. And we were like, we're on court. I think we were like 13, 14, 15 or something, 13, 14. Anyway, we're in the center. And so I'm like looking, seeing what's going on. Anyway, this morning on the court right by us, right next to us, these guys start yapping
Same
at each
guys.
other. Yeah, the muscle guys. And then this other team start yapping at each other. And they're just so aggressive. I'm like, damn. I go, babe, is that what roid rage does to you?
It does.
And I don't know if they were, but that one of the guys they were getting so mad for no reason. Even the other team was the same way. And you see this in like players. This is where I'm saying like I'm competitive, but I'm not that level.
Yeah, right.
Right. I'm not trying to.
I'm not at all. I don't give two shits.
I'm like, where's the scouts? Where's the scouts in here? I don't see any.
Right.
So what happened was one of the players, their dad, starts yapping his mouth to the other team, to one of the guys with the shirt off.
What the fuck are you doing here, bro? Like,
I don't know.
Your adult son's playing a local league game. Like
a
what are you doing?
Tournament.
That's my son. Like he's 40, bro. Like what
he was like in his 20s. Serious.
Jeez.
Then some other big bald dude that was sitting. He was actually under the tent where we were. He was just there. I'm making fun of people.
Yeah.
Or just laughing because it's so funny, some of the stuff.
People watching.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, these people are so stop being crybabies. Anyway, then he starts wanting to fight this other guy. So it wasn't even the players at one point. Even then, the players start trying to fight, and we're like, oh my god,
just get out of here.
Well, now the guy starts, someone call the cops. I mean, it was so stupid because it's just a 3-on-3 tournament. You're just having fun. Like you don't need to.
What do you win? What did you win if you?
They win a medallion.
Oh,
the size of a 50-cent piece.
So they got a necklace.
They got a medallion. They didn't get a necklace part.
They got just the medallion.
That's
so
it.
They'd have to buy their own pretty little necklace.
The medallion's coming in the mail.
Oh,
but that's what they won. They won in their heart something else, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know what the fuck.
A little medallion.
I just don't. It's just so funny to see that, like when people get that way.
Yeah.
Like they push or they get mad and. Oh God, that stuff just makes me laugh.
See, I don't know enough about basketball. I never played it, so like I'd be lost to begin with. I'd be like accidentally fouling people left and right.
Oh, so that's another thing. People calling the fouls if they get touched like that. Yeah. Foul.
Or the fakey fall. That's my favorite thing in the NBA.
Dude, I'm like, come on, man. Like, are you kidding me? You got a foul? Lee says that's not a foul. I was like, I wouldn't call it, but I'm also come from, if I'm bleeding, then I'll foul.
Not being a bitch.
Yeah, if you slap me a little bit, or if you like if you catch me a little bit, I'm not going to call it. If
you're actively trying to hurt somebody,
so this one guy would you see him get the ball and then you see him swing his elbow, and we're like, me and Alicia looks and she's like, oh, what the fuck's wrong with him? Why does he do that? And I didn't say nothing. I just happened to see it. I was like, what the fuck? And then she said that, and I was like, I was wondering the same thing.
That's a foul. Yeah.
Calm down. Yeah, he was being a bitch. People are so funny. But the sun is so draining when you're out there.
Yeah, it's hot, man. If those of you that aren't in our area.
It was 100.
Listening in Germany.
102 here today. Italy. It was 102 and humid feeling.
Yeah, it's just, July. Who knew? Who knew in July it would be hot?
I do got one question of the week.
Yeah, go for it.
Just something you actually brought up.
Hmm.
I saw your Hunter safety, so I was like, I was gonna start reading Hunter. I'm like, wait, no. So you were saying something about girl movies, right? Because where this is coming from is the girls, they, obviously they see a guy, oh my God, look at his body, whatever.
Right.
Guys do the same shit. But girls, I don't know. They can get away with more. They ever been looking at this other girl's butt? Like, and I remember I was telling you, I was like,
yeah.
What are you looking at? Oh, that girl's butt. And I was like, wow, that's disgusting. And Alicia, oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
And I just laughed.
Yeah.
It was a nice butt. All of us there agreed.
Yeah.
The consensus was that was a very nice tushy.
We've brought this issue up before. I just think it's funny that on the one hand you hear all the social pressure of like, and I'm not saying that none of this is true. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be insensitive to some of the realities here, but like the patriarchy and male-dominated society and all this stuff, which some of it's true. I get that.
Yeah, it is.
But like when it comes specifically to frustration about men being attracted to certain-looking women,
yeah, the same.
I just find it ironic when movies tend to spotlight men that are very well built. Well, that look a certain way.
Yeah.
And girls, I've heard girls talk. They talk worse than my friends talk.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's all people.
So my question was, and it's more your question that you came up with, though, is basically, are girl movies more sexually driven than men movies?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot where I'm like, this is like beyond kind of what I want to see.
Because the girls will say something that if a guy was to say it,
right,
that's nasty.
Right.
But if a girl says it, that's
or look at the 365 movie that we always make fun of and joke about. Like the whole premise of that was she wants to do this guy that kidnapped her.
Yeah.
And that's like a fantasy thing. And like, there's so much wrong with that.
Right. Because what if she would kidnap the guy?
Yeah. Right. Like,
I want to see that movie in reverse. I want to see her be the kidnapper and make him fall in love. Can you imagine?
Grab him by the hair and spin him around.
No, yeah, I want to see something like that. Because how stupid would that be?
I don't know. Yeah, the whole thing.
That movie was so dumb.
A lot of it, I'm just like, I think there's a lot of talking, but like we could have a real conversation if we want to about.
Because if that actually happened in real life, obviously someone's going to prison.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that particular scenario, let's just not do at all. But
yeah.
No, I'm just saying,
it'll
like,
work
if we want to
pretend
like it's not okay for certain people to be attracted to certain people, then maybe it should be universal. Or people are just attracted to who they're attracted to. I mean, there's plenty of people. Or
there's that.
I mean, there's a lot of people that get shit because it's like they're attracted to like a smaller girl or whatever. It's like, I understand where that feeling comes from.
Yeah.
But the culture is what it is. I mean, people are what they are. They are attracted to what they're attracted to. I don't know.
There's
toxic in it. I know that, but
no, it's funny because when the girls talk, it's never about.
It's not about his brain.
Well, no, like these guys when they see him, they're just they got nice bodies and they had nice bodies, whatever.
Sure.
But you never hear that with the chunky man.
No, right.
The beer belly dad.
I've never heard a girl be like, check out a piece of that.
Dude, look at that guy over there, dude. He got the hairiest
jelly balls.
Look at his hairy back and his fucking big old tummy.
I love when the chicken grease runs down his chest. Oh,
look how sweaty his hairy chest and belly look.
I love how much hair is on his abdomen, but not on the top of his head.
You see how sweaty
like,
his ass is?
I just think it's like that's the funny part is like, and some people are attracted to bigger guys. Some girls are attracted to heavier set guys. There are some.
Just like there's guys who are
attracted to heavier set girls. Like
I don't like myself as I don't like super skinny girls.
Sure.
Right. I'm not gonna say they don't have like nice bodies, which they probably do and stuff, but
everybody has their type.
Like I like a thicker woman. That's just me though.
Right.
That's
right.
But that's my body type.
It's funny to me. We hear a lot of this stuff and it's like, okay, but let's look at the same things happening. The G.I. Joe looks like a fucking hopped up. I mean, it's like
let me be. And
the messaging is the same to both genders. It is the same. It's like you're either going to be amazingly perfect or you're not good enough. I guess is my point. Like, I think everyone's getting the same messaging.
Let's see how attractive a guy is. But you got to just look at his body from the neck down. And then when you see his face, will that change your perception of him? Or will that be like, God, he's fucking ugly, but I think I'm just gonna damn, he got a nice body.
Right.
Or damn, he's fine, but he got an ugly body. I don't want to mess with him.
Right. Or all personality based. Oh, this guy's amazing. Then you see him and he's like,
Ooh.
a whale. And you're like, wow.
Or he's an idiot.
He's a total moron. I mean, at least then it would be like an attribute that people are arguing, like, it's about this or that. And it is, like, honestly, like, I don't want to make this like this is like the biggest thing. Like looks are the biggest thing. Definitely not. Like in a relationship, your looks go. They're gonna go away at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like the least important thing. I'm just simply saying
that's the starting point most of the time.
Right. I mean, there has to be physical attraction. If someone's only attracted to someone that is, what do they call it, traditionally beautiful or whatever.
I just love your mind. That's all I love. Like,
you're hideous, but I love your brain. Isn't that friendship? Like, I'm not attracted to you, but I like hanging out with you. Isn't that what friendship is? Like, I mean, that's I don't know. That's a friendship. The physical attraction part's what makes it like a romantic relationship, right?
Because I like your brain. Yeah. Thanks
a lot.
How do I take that?
Yeah, I appreciate your mind. I want your mind.
You, or on the other hand, are annoying.
I can't stand you, but your brain.
Could you be with someone? Not be with someone, but like even be friends with someone if they were like, they were just, God, he annoys me or she annoys me. If like you found that out, you know what I'm saying?
If they thought that I was annoying?
Yeah.
No, I'd feel stupid. I know, right? So you think I'm just an annoying jerk and you hate me. Why did I hang out with
you? That's what
I know. I like...
Be like, yeah, I know I'm annoying.
First of all, I don't have the energy to deal with stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying.
I just I really only have like this podcast during a week is like all I've got in me. Everything else is just like laying around being away from people. So
yeah. You know. I know. I'm working at home most of the time. Like it's gonna be a struggle tomorrow to go in.
Yeah, I mean. Summer's like amazing, but it makes me see just like my life could get so small so fast because I don't need a lot in life.
And that, I don't know. That's a whole nother podcast actually, because if you think about it, like, you know, I don't need a lot either. Like I just need the simple thing. I don't know. People are always like, I need the bigger and better. I need bigger and better.
Yeah. I mean,
but I'm happy with what I got. Like, Is there something wrong? Is there what's wrong with that is what I always wonder. Is like, I know people always make that a thing, but like in reality, what's wrong with it?
It's just everybody, I don't know. We all like don't want to fall behind something. We don't want to like be left out of something.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm just as guilty as the next person. Then.
No. For sure we are. I mean, with our tennis court out there and everything.
Yeah, like... you got the grass tennis court. Can't wait to play on there tomorrow.
Again, we don't have a tennis court.
It's a pickleball court.
It's a pickleball. That's the coolest thing these days. Yeah, they actually are ripping out tennis courts for pickleball.
No, I know. There's a pickleball court at the Scotty Fields over there.
There's like 800 of them
in Kennewick.
Yeah, and there's like I don't know how many. It's
tennis ain't what it used to be. Andrew Agassi. He was the best. Yeah. I can't remember the other guy. Pete Sampras. And Pete Sampras.
Yeah.
Pete Sampras, my hero.
Which one was the guy that got all pissed all the time? And with those
John McEnroe.
John McEnroe.
Yeah.
That guy is kind of funny, but
so picture a bunch of John McEnroes when you play basketball.
Yeah, well,
that's pretty much what you're dealing with.
That's what I call toxic masculinity.
And it's funny. I tell Alicia, I go, I love playing with guys like that who get upset.
Because it's easy to play them.
It's easy for me. It is because like I'll guard them even harder.
Yeah, get under their skin.
I'm not a good offensive player. Like I'll score if I need to here and there, but like defensively, I think I'm pretty good. And so I love when they start getting there because then they get really pissed, and I genuinely will laugh sometimes. Yeah. Like it'll bring a smile to my face, or I'm like, this is so because in my head I'm really thinking like you're really getting so mad right now, and it's kind of funny. You look like a 3-year-old. That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, dude, these are grown-ass men out here acting like little kids. What's going on?
It's stupid. I mean, depending on where they are in their 20s, like young 20s, you got a lot.
These guys, one of these guys was literally probably my age.
Well, then there's no.
It's like I can see the 20-year-old. You're a little immature, but these other guys that are like, once you're 30, and older.
Well, it's not just like you by yourself. Like we've talked about flipping out on our own.
I was like, dude, there's kids around
here. You're dealing with other people. Yeah.
Yeah, there's kids out there. I mean, I don't know. You don't need to get all that. Come on, it ain't that serious. Right. Ain't that serious. Anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's how we're going to end the show every time now. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right.
You heard it here on WPRX Cincinnati. We're way not in Cincinnati.
We're not in Cincinnati.
Never been
but
there.
That's okay. I've never been there myself. But we did spend hours the other night looking at flights we could take across the country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with Allegiant. Okay, I want to go to these.
If we get to Detroit, we could go nowhere. So.
Yeah, there's certain places, once you're there, you're there.
Once you're there, you're stuck.
I was just saying, okay, from LA, how can I get to here? But this is me just taking Allegiant, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys have a good week.
All right, guys. Yeah. Peace out. Enjoy.
Thanks for putting up with our short, long break.
Yeah. I know you missed us as much as we missed you.
Yeah, I missed it.
Till next time, guys.
Bye, Daddy.